Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm doing a primula from the imagination, and I thought it was a good time of year to do a primula as they're all starting to flower now and it's making us look forward to spring. And I also wanted to use a new paint that I bought, which is a Sennelier Opera Rose, which is an absolutely beautiful colour, and so it really lent itself to doing some flowers. So the four colours that I use, that I mix up an equal consistency of each of these four colours, was the Sennelier Opera Rose, Cadmium Yellow from Winsor & Newton, Sap Green from Winsor & Newton, and Winsor Violet, another one of my favourite colours for flowers. So the only actually mixing I did before I put them on the paper was later on in the drawing when I wanted to get some darks to work negatively to make some shapes to bring the flowers out. You'll see that at the end. And that dark colour was made by mixing the Sap Green with the Winsor Violet. So to begin with, you'll see that I had a watercolour paper, 140 pounds cold pressed paper, and I sprayed that with my spritzer and then just started working straight onto that with no drawing. So I didn't do any drawing at all, and it was completely out of the imagination. And using those four colours means that you didn't get too muddy. If you want to work wet in wet and you start using loads of colours, it makes it much easier to go muddy and lose what you're doing. So if you're new to working wet in wet and you're a beginner and you want to loosen up your artworks, just try mixing 3 or 4 colours at the most and doing something out of the imagination, adding plenty of water and keeping it nice and fresh. So the only thing you really need to remember is that with your subsequent layers you need to have more pigment in there and less water. So you'll see as I start to sort of draw the flowers, as it were, with the paintbrush, I add more pigment to those same colours. My actual palette is off the camera, but you'll notice that I'm picking across more pigment. So that's it really. You'll also see I do take some of the colour out with a tissue and some out with a brush. I just use 2 brushes to begin with, a nice big wide flat brush which is about 1 inch wide and is a synthetic brush, and then a slightly smaller synthetic, perhaps it was a sail brush actually, the next one down, I think probably about a size 6, something like that, with more of a point on to make some of those negative shapes around the petals. So I think that's everything to tell you. It's a good idea now and again just to have a bit of a play and practice working wet in wet, because it's one of those things that is only going to come with practice and it's only going to come with repetition. With watercolour you really need to get to know how much water your brush holds, how much water your paper takes, and how much water to add to your pigment, and keep going with it, and you'll get used to working in that way and get used to knowing how much to add. And don't forget also that it's going to dry a lot lighter than you put it on, so don't be frightened about putting too much pigment on with these stronger colours, because it is a very strong colour, that pink, and the violet is as well. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back again soon with more tutorials and demonstrations in a variety of media. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining us for the first time. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget you can subscribe below, and if you see the little bell icon, that means that when you touch that you'll get notifications of when my next videos are out. But my videos come out every Monday and Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.